Okay, so Black British history. I know it can be a mystery, so you're asking this question and you're really curious to know. I'm still curious to know because at the end of the day, Black British history is very complex, and at the end of the day, you're always going to be learning. Yeah. So if you just break it down into simple facts that it is a history based upon those who identify as being black. Now, the problem is there are some history events that happen to black people that some people that don't identify as being black that say that it's their history. Now, in theory, yes, but it's about the story of the teller, right? The storyteller, it's their story. So, for example, if I'm to tell my story, I don't want someone else telling my story. You see what I mean? I've got to tell my story in the way that I know how, and I've got to be truthful with it. Otherwise, someone's gonna, they're gonna tell from a different side that I may not agree with because I never saw it that way. Do you understand? It's the same thing with, I remember seeing a post. This was probably like a year ago. I saw it on Facebook or whatever. And then, even though it was in America, they were changing the narrative and the context of slavery. Yeah? They were using different words. So you have to understand that the Black British people, they have to tell their stories. And they've got to tell them in ways that they see fit. If they want to do it through media format, then so be it. If they want to do it through sports or any other way, then so be it. If they want to do it via, autobiographies, then so be it. Like now I'm seeing more black people do documentaries and stuff like that. So big up CBS for doing his documentary and that. So that is a major look, because we need to tell our stories and what we individually went through, so the next generation coming up can learn from that. Even the older generation, they can still learn. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's a thing where, yes, there's history, but then there's black history, but then there's Black British history. But the reality is, we really need to just break it down into individual aspects, because one, black people as a whole are not a monolith. Big up the 90s Baby Show, because now that word is just in my head for the rest of the year. Or for the rest of my life, should I say, monolith. But anyway, so it's complex. Your story could be different to my story. Yeah, I was born and raised in Britain, but my story is going to be different to your story if you were born and raised in Britain. Do you understand? Which is fine, and that's okay. You could be, I don't know, grow up in a 6-bedroom house. Your parents could be financially well off, and you never really grew up in the ends like that. Do you see what I'm saying? But for me, my story is completely different to yours. Doesn't make you less black or less Black British or whatever. It just makes your story completely different. That's your history. My history is completely different. Do you see what I mean? My history, I won't go into details about my history, because this ain't really about me. This is about understanding what Black British history is, because now I've talked more than I should have. So if you click the link in the description box below, to become a member of the Thealkebulantrust, you will get access to online courses such as African and Caribbean history, and that's where you're going to learn more about history as a whole in terms of African and Caribbean history, because it's important to know your knowledge, but it's important to know your roots. Yeah, so you know your story, your history. Yeah, I'm not saying everyone else's history is not valid, because it is, but knowing your roots and knowing your history, yeah, from your DNA, from your ancestry, that is key to your growth, and that is key to you being extremely successful the way you should be, the way you need to be. So if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss on the videos, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, there's another link in the description box below that says make a donation. You can make a donation of any amount, especially if you want us to continue going and growing. So if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss, go ahead, like I said, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know the video you suggest might just be next.